Good evening and salutations, my Days of Elias fans. So, the scene with Marlena and Eric. Okay, so this scene is generally about Marlena trying to give Eric advice because he feels bad about Holly being in pain and the fact that Holly is pretty much like a daughter to him. But see, my whole thing is that they try to play this scene as though this level of sympathy for Eric, and I don't have any because one, again, you had 17 years to sit there and tell this girl. Okay, two, maybe it's just me, and I don't think it is, but I'll just put it out there. I didn't see the scene. I wasn't watching it at the time, but I know that he decided to get in the car driving drunk. And there's something that's kind of insulting about how they're making him to be sympathetic. Like, we're supposed to feel bad for him because, Holly is upset with him and everything like that. But I'm like, why on earth are we supposed to have sympathy for a drunk driver? Like, I get it's a soap opera, so I understand that my take is a little kind of like, okay, that's kind of getting to more reality as opposed to the fantasy of it. But there's something that's just kind of off about how Marlena is comforting him and, trying to reassure him that, things are going to get better. And in all reality, and, granted, she does sit there and say, you can't rush this is going to take time. But in all reality, there are certain things in this world that is kind of unforgivable. And in a sense, I feel like this is one of them. I know the saying that sometimes people forgive someone not necessarily for them, but for you in order to move forward. So in that sense, whenever Holly is ready, then it's understandable. But I just don't. Maybe it's just me, but I don't see how you can just simply forgive that. Taking that man's life because you made a very selfish decision. And now we're sitting here watching Marlena practically not pat him on the back or pat him on the head, but kind of like soothe him and make it seem like, well, things are going to get better. Like, but, but should they? Um, Now EJ calls in Kristen and says that, since I can't get Brady, I'm going to get you, since you are the one that made the car disappear. And saying that an officer overheard Brady talking to John about, you know, Kristen, making the car disappear, tampering with the evidence or whatever to make it go away. And so he's like, hey, listen, this officer is soundproof or whatever, and I'm going to charge you, and you're going to go to jail. And really starts to try to scare her. You're not going to have any more time with your daughter, and this, that, and the third. He's like, I'll tell you what, though, I'll make you a deal. You testify, you practically throw Birdie under the bus, and I'll let you go. And Kristen's like, okay. Yeah, no. And at first I was like, because, I think the thing that was kind of interesting about this scene is that a lot of times these characters do tend to monologue all the time. They're practically confessing their crimes. I'm pretty sure Fiona, no, it wasn't Fiona, it was Fabi that was doing that yesterday with the Stefano portrait, just confessing everything. And it was a couple of times where Brady was sitting there talking, and I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure he's stupid enough to sit there and say, to John about what Kristen did. But she's like, listen, if that was the case, then you wouldn't need me. You would have everything that you need. You would have everything that you need. So I'm gonna go now. And yeah. So she leaves. Lee's pissed off, right? Now Brady comes over to the house to apologize to Sarah and is met by Fiona. Fiona's like, don't do this. This is not the time for that. And Xander is just he's not in the mood for it. Sarah has I don't want to sit there and say a sense of kumbaya, but she does look at it and she's like, um, because Maggie's like, what are your thoughts? Like I know Xander wants Brady to pay, but what are your thoughts? And she's like, whether he pays or not, it's not going to help me regain the use of my legs. What's done is done already. Now Xander comes downstairs and eventually Maggie and Sarah does. And, Brady apologizes for what he did and everything like that. And Maggie is like, I don't know. I don't know how they're related in a sense. If they are related, I don't know how, but she has this somewhat kumbaya, and I know I keep saying that, but she has this somewhat kumbaya attitude of, well, I appreciate it. I wish I could have helped you, and it's just at this point it's better for us to all move forward. And I'm just like, wait, really? This man is responsible for paralyzing your daughter, and your answer is just, yeah, it's a tragedy, but I think we can all sit there and just kind of move forward with this and, you know, whatever. And I'm like, what? I don't know. I guess I just expect her to be a little bit more angry, and I get the fact that Brady has a disease, she has a disease, so there's a certain level of sympathy, but I guess it's like, I feel like I was going to sit there and say, I guess it's unrealistic, but this is a soap opera, but even when in a soap opera, it's like, I feel like it's kind of unrealistic for her to just sit there and just be that peaceful about this whole situation. Anyway, Xander takes Sarah and Fiona down to get hypnotized. And when Sarah's with Marlena, Sarah's like, the reason I want to do this is this way I can find clarity, not necessarily so this way I could, um, punish Brady, but to, get clarity to find out what wound up happening. Now, Fiona is outside and she's hearing the whole thing, and, she's going to get sweating bullets. Kristen comes down there to just kind of give Brady heads up. A heads up just about, EG's out there for blood. Now, I'm surprised she didn't sit there and say, I'm giving you a heads up so you can keep your damn mouth shut. Because I'm like, Brady would do something that stupid. Here's my thing. I haven't really had much confidence or faith in that character since the first week that I watched this show. The first week I watched this show, um, Brady and Sarah were hooking up to get back at Brady, and Brady wants to sit there and King Titan, make a bunch of bad decisions to get back at Victor. Which is really stupid because I'm like, bro, you literally worked it. You think that things start going sideways and Victor's gonna be like, oh my god, what's going on with my company? I'm gonna lose my company. And he's not gonna sit there and catch on to the fact that somebody is making bonehead decisions. So ever since that week, and that was like about 3 years ago, I just haven't really had a lot of confidence in his intelligence. Now, Tate comes to see Holly, and Holly's like, I'm not answering my phone calls to Nicole and stuff. He's pissed off. Tate apologizes for blurting it out, but Holly's like, no, it's cool, it's not your fault. But then Holly finds out that Brady is free. She's pissed off. Tate's like, that's not his fault. Like, he confessed. Like, EJ, didn't have enough evidence to charge him. So she's pissed off, and she goes down to EJ's office, and she's like, "I help you get evidence on Brady." Now, that can actually be kind of a good thing because while she's sitting there looking for the actual evidence, hopefully she stumbles upon something with Fiona. Now, more or less, I feel like that's kind of the gist of the episode. There might have been some stuff we might have missed here or there, but again, that's the gist of the episode. Now, tonight I'm not going to be doing a live stream, but tomorrow I'll be doing a live stream, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and tomorrow should be a good episode because I felt like this was more of a middle, like it wasn't a terrible episode, but you can tell that they are setting up the cliffhanger for Friday, and it should be good. So we'll talk about this episode plus tomorrow's episode on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. With that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.